Okay, so I just woke up from okay, it's 4 in the morning. I just woke up and I had like the craziest dream. Okay, I had multiple crazy dreams, but at least one made sense, right? I don't know. Today I was trying to fix my sleep schedule, and I went to sleep at 10, but then I woke up at 1, and then I went to sleep again, and then I woke up at 4. The fact that I took a giant nap during the day did not help. Anyway, not the point of this video. The point of this video is I had like the stupidest dream possible. And I need to share it. So basically, it was formatted like one of those Backgrounds Explain videos. And it was like a level called Nightmare Before Disney Christmas. And like the whole gimmick was like you had like it was like this. I don't even think it even describe the place. You just said like there are groups of people who worship different kinds of balls. Like there's some kind of religion, and they refuse to use other shapes. So you have like a group of people who really really like soccer, but if you gave them like a pizza, it needs to be like a sphere. Otherwise, you're just not gonna eat it. If you see someone that's racing for some reason, I don't know who went from balls to racing. I just remember racing being mentioned. They will refuse to use anything that was not shaped like a wheel. So you have like cars shaped like wheels, and you have like, I don't know, ice cream shaped like wheels. Anyway, it didn't really go into depth with that. It didn't really make a lot of sense. But then anyway, how you were supposed to exit the level, which is why it's named that, and you're supposed to go to this like area that's like a blockbuster, and it just filled to the brim with Disney movies, like tapes of Disney movies, and some are real, some are just common movies. But then there are movies that do not exist, which some kind of make sense. But then there was this one shelf called the Amazon something something 2000 something something, which was basically like a collection of movies, which the people who watched them after leaving they were never heard of again. And every single one of these movies are like the most bizarre ones. There are some common ones in there. Like I think uh fucking what was the one again? I think Alice in Wonderland was one of them. But basically there was some common movies in there. But then there were like movies that didn't make any sense, that did not like have anything to do with Disney. There was one, for example, called I don't remember the name exactly. It was like something about a road trip, and like a guy named Herbert. And the main thing was the cover had like this guy, like the main character, and then they had like this other guy on top of the text. Was like a white guy, like little pitch white, with barely basically no features, and it didn't really have anything to do. Apparently, that was Herbert. Apparently, that was Herbert. Point is, that was Herbert, and then there was another guy that was like a shaped like a nut, like a and anthropomized, was like an anthro sandwich, ice cream sandwich. Uh, and then basically the thing of the movie was the whole movie there was like no one else or anything. It was just a guy on a road trip driving from like the perspective one of those cameras that you see on cars sometimes when you see like a car crash. And the funny thing about the movie, like the plotting in that angle, it had like actual progression of story, But the cover and the name has literally nothing to do with what happens in the movie. There's never a Herbert. There's never a guy that's shaped like an anthro ice cream sandwich. Hell, the protagonist doesn't even look like what he's shown in the thing. The location in the background, it's never seen in the movie. It's just literally everything in the cover makes absolutely no sense what the guys with contents of the movie are, despite the movie being boring. Because it makes sense, but it's boring. And anyway, that was one of them. Then the other one was called Argentinians Like to Eat Shit, and similar to the last one, I'm not kidding, it was really called Argentinians Like to Eat Shit, but in Spanish, and there was like a poorly translated version next to it. And similar to the last one, the cover and title had absolutely nothing to do with the movie. So the movie starts with a tiny goat licking a big goat's hoof on the moon, and the Who saying the big goat saying something. I don't remember what the fuck it was. Talked about the other goat like and the like it's Who. Okay, but then he abruptly cuts to this poorly drawn like news reporter who kind of looks like yeah, I think it was called Chris Griffin. And he was basically constantly being recalled with the MS Paint bucket tool in like really really shitty ways. And the thing started with a director saying some in some voice saying something about like okay talk now or something like that. He would just go on about random bullshit, and it would be like actually sensible bullshit. It would be like something that tries to be educational to children. So, for example, we say like, I mean, I like colors or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But eventually, it just devolved into the guy being in silence as he occasionally mutters something about being kind of depressed or something. And then the same voice from the start says that he can get out, and then he just says, "Yeah, well, the program's over," and then he just cuts, and the movie ends. Okay, well, the last movie, I don't remember the name at all, but it was basically it wasn't really a movie. It was more like a show. Uh, and basically, on each episode, they would give a family like a couple. They would give a couple random children, and the children would be put in a train with the couple driving it. And that was the entire premise. I don't remember anything else. I don't know what they were on with that. I don't remember the name, but the only thing I remember or mention of that one tape was there's this one family that every single time they appeared, they would always crash the train. There was no explanation beyond that. Like it was just yeah, there is this one family that every time they appear, they everybody just dies. You just don't know why. And like the main thing that those films had was that when you watched them and theoretically exited, they had like this effect where you were practically lobotomized, like literally everything else. And there was also like no threats. The only threats you had there was the absolutely baffling logic of like the ball logic of being in there and trying to exit because of the those movies. Yeah, I don't know. I just really need to get this out there. I don't know what I'm going on with this. I don't know. It just kind of baffled me. Why do I have my flashlight on? It's the lights on the room on. I have to flash it on. Sorry about doing some abuse. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. I just kind of wanted to share that because I think it was kind of baffling. If I get like, another baffling, we will probably tell you all about it. Yeah. Okay. Bye.